What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 91 of Talking Shit. My name is Barrett Courtney. I'm one of your hosts, and here joined with me is one of my great co-hosts and even better friends, the bisexist from Texas, Henry Montiero. What's up, Henry? How you doing today?
My tongue hurts.
Your tongue hurts. Yeah, you bit your tongue really hard yesterday, apparently. Now, I sort of want to see it because you said, it was bleeding. That's how hard you bit it. I sort of want to see it, but I sort of don't. Just show it to me. Oh, God. Jesus. You might notice our third member, the chunky punk, Ricky Baldazan, is not here today.
He has dick cancer.
He does not have dick cancer.
Cancer of the dick.
He is out sick this week. I don't want to say anything more than that. But what I will say, you should tweet at him at Baldazan96. Make it send him some love, even though he barely ever checks Twitter. You should send him some love over there.
Send him this boy got a nut.
Tell him this boy's got a nut. Tell him you love him. Tell him that if you're coming to Kind of Funny Live, if you know us through Kind of Funny, if you're coming to Kind of Funny Live next month,
you'll rub his dick better.
Tell him you can't wait to tickle his butt cheeks. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
Cancer of the butt.
So we tried a new camera last week. Didn't really work out.
No, it didn't.
We're back to the normal camera. I just wanted to say I apologize for the quality of that camera. It was just something new we were trying to test out, and it just happened to not work out. It was a test. It was a BZG test. So I'm sorry, the video quality of that episode. We didn't ace it. Yeah, we did not ace that test. We got like a D-. It was like
Which isn't good. It isn't failing.
It isn't failing because if you look back at our original episode from
failing.
Like 90 episodes ago, you're like, oh my God. The video last week wasn't like that, but still, it's not what I'm used to. It's not what I like. So we're back to the normal camera. Still searching for a nice, affordable camera that'll make us look sexy and whatnot. How you been this week?
I've been good.
You've been all right.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the tongue biting, we recorded Ratchet and Clank Let's Plays yesterday.
Yep.
And those are the Let's Plays that are this week. If you're watching this on YouTube, right when this video goes up, our Let's Play later today at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is Ratchet and Clank. We're going to play it all through this week, and we'll talk more about Ratchet and Clank later.
I'm going to get some water to see if it can numb my tongue.
Okay. Well, while you go get some water, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is Talking Shit. This is a weekly podcast, BCG's weekly podcast, where we bring in random topics of discussion, and we talk some shit about those topics. If you like that, head on over to patreon.com/BZG. Give us $1 a month. And here's the cool thing. You get $1, you give us $1 a month, and you get every full episode of Talking Shit early, and you get an exclusive episode every month, which is really cool. Really good deal. But if you don't like good deals or simply can't afford them, that is okay. You can still find Talking Shit. It rolls out the following week over on youtube.com/BayAzonaGamers, where the episode is broken up topic by topic, Monday through Thursday, before the entire episode is available over on our SoundCloud page. And if you're thinking, Barrett, these are a lot of different URLs I got to go to. Is there just one where I can find all of this content? You can.
Whitehouse.gov.
bzgamers.com. You can find all of our content. Our most recent Talking Shit video. You can find a playlist of the full episodes of Talking Shit. A lot of good stuff over there. We also have the BZG blog, where I try to write every weekend and whatnot. So yeah, there you go. BZ Gamers. Check it out. So getting into it, the first topic I want to bring in today is there was a trailer, and I forgot to watch the trailer before we started to refresh my mind. And this is something I'd probably do reacts to, but here's the thing: when we record reacts videos, I got to do it at home because I want to try to get it up as soon as possible. So when I record at home, I'm recording on my phone or something, and if the video goes longer than about 25 minutes, then iMovie and the other software I have refuses to let that video import. So I felt like I was.
How the hell did you do Batman v Superman?
A lot. It was a long night. Just telling you that. It was a long night of trying to do workarounds and whatnot. But anyway, I didn't want to do a react video because I was scared of doing all of that shit again, and because I didn't know how long I would want to talk about this trailer. This topic might not go on for so long, but I wanted to bring it to talking shit just in case it went on super long. What I want to talk about is the Star Wars Rogue One trailer that dropped about last
Yeah, I think about
Thursday.
6 days ago.
Yeah, about. And if you don't know, if you're not as in touch with the Star Wars universe, what they're doing right now, you've got the new trilogy, which is episode 7, 8, and 9.
And then you got the spin-off side movies.
Yeah, so you got the Star Wars stories that they're doing in between each of the main trilogy movies. So in between episode 7 and episode 8 is the upcoming Star Wars Rogue One, which is the story of the rebels who went on the mission to steal the Death Star plans so Luke could blow the Death Star up in episode 4.
The Bonton Spies.
No, I'm going to debunk that theory right now. I tweeted this at Colin Moriarty, who was really excited to learn more about Bothan spies. And he was the one I got that idea from, that the Bothans will be in this movie. Here's the thing, though. Death Star came around twice. First time, there were no Bothans. It was the second time. It was in episode 6, where
Mon Mothma
says, many Bothans died while trying to get these plans. So, if you're really excited to learn about Bothans, shit out of luck. You're shit out of luck. And this is the thing I'm really scared about, is if they actually put Bothans in this movie and they kill off a bunch of Bothans, it's like, no, you're ignoring your own continuity.
Well, I mean, they still probably could have died. It's just the second one, there were more.
That is true. That is very true. But I just wanted to debunk that whole theory, and it was my dad who actually told me. I was like, yeah, I'm excited to learn about Bothans. He's like, Bothans aren't going to be in this movie, and this is like, he just sort of like knew this like offhand. He didn't even have to think about it for a second. He was like, the Bothans died for the second Death Star, not the first one. So
immediately dunks.
He dunked over me.
Debunked and dunked.
So yeah, that sucks. But
it'd be great if they had like one. They make one for the second Death Star, and they just have a human character named Many Bothan Spies.
And he just dies.
Mm-hmm.
So the story of this is, it follows this character named Jyn Erso, who is played by Felicity Jones, sort of up and coming actress. I haven't seen her in a lot. She was supposed to be someone, I think, in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but then she got cut, and then they canceled that universe. Whatever. So she's playing this sort of this woman who has had like a lot of run-ins with the Empire, but isn't really a part of the rebellion. Because as you see in the trailer, Mon Mothma and this other rebel dude brings her in to talk to her, like, hey, like, you have totally like fucked with the Empire before. We don't really know you. We would love to send you out on this mission to steal the Death Star plans. And sort of as like the general thought of this trailer, it feels more like it fits right, I think, into the Star Wars universe. You know, episode 7, I think the trailers, at least, really, in the movie too, but I just want to talk about trailers since all we've seen so far is this trailer, is like the episode 7 trailers made it feel like the Star Wars, like the main Star Wars story universe, and it was awesome, and it felt nostalgic and new and all this stuff. And this doesn't feel nostalgic or new to me, which is weird, because we're seeing like a lot of like the old school stormtrooper outfits. We're seeing AT-ATs,
the Death Star.
We see the Death Star in full, like, really beautiful like CG glory.
Feels weird to like see the Death Star, and it's not something that's just a string.
It's not
on
like a
model.
tiny like little model, really. Yeah,
it's like the closest thing we've ever had to good CGI of the Death Star is like Battlefront 2,
and even like episode 3. You see, like at the end, they're like making the Death Star, but
it's
like,
not the Death Star.
It isn't, but also like because they're not even near like finishing it, but it also like didn't look that great. If you go back, like there are some scenes, especially in episode 3, that look good because of all the visual effects, but there are some things that you're just like, you go back and you're like, wow, we have gone a far,
like shitty CGI Yoda.
Yeah, we have come a long way since episode 3, which is awesome to think about because I remember when episode 3 came out and everybody was fucking raving about it, at least for the visual effects.
I remember that I saw that opening day vomiting the entire time because of a stomach virus.
Oh god, you're just like watching the movie
Imagine being so excited for Star Wars, like
that you
you're
throw up.
you're vomiting levels of sick, and you're like, no, we have to go see Star Wars. I don't care if episode 1 and 2 sucked. We have to see episode 3. This might be the good one.
And it was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay. It wasn't bad by any means. But anyway, so where was I going? This fits well in the Star Wars universe. It doesn't. I don't feel like it latches too much onto like the original stories that we know. It's its own thing. It's obviously darker. Episode 7, and all of the sort of main Star Wars stories have this like sense of like sort of like lightheartedness to it, a sense of hope constantly. And this one just feels way more darker and grittiness, and really gritty and like down to earth, especially because you basically know like this mission is not going to end well. Yes, they'll eventually get the Death Star plans, but like what is going to happen to these characters?
They're gonna lose their good friend, Manny Bothan Spice.
So I'm really interested to see not only like how they play the story and like how it will fit into the rest of the like Star Wars continuity, but I'm also really excited to see Jyn Erso's story and like her development as a character because I think she's a really cool developed character, and I have a theory here. And it's not the fucking theory people have been making up on the internet where it's like
she's Rey's mom.
yeah, she's Rey's mom. That's not the theory. I have like
That'd be a
theory.
bullshit theory.
Yeah, I talked about that on the latest episode of BZG News. There's some news about that theory. So go check that out. I think it's BZG News episode 13, the most recent one. Whatever. Anyway, the theory I have, and I'm so confident about this. I'm going to mark it as possible spoilers. So if you want to go into this movie not having any sort of expectations, not like trying to speculate whatsoever, just leave. So the whole sort of theme throughout this trailer, besides like setting up like who the characters are and whatnot, the theme of this trailer is Jin's sort of at her core, she is a rebel. And she hasn't been associated, from what I can tell, she hasn't been associated with the rebellion before they bring her in to steal the Death Star plans. So I think this is going to be an interesting character piece of, yes, she's a rebel at heart. And of course, she's like rebelled against the Empire because they've been dicks to her or whatever. But I feel like her relationship with the rebellion itself is going to be very interesting and it's going to have a lot of twists and turns. Because as she says, like, this is a rebellion, right? I rebel. And even though like the rebellion is about like sort of free will in the galaxy, Mon Mothma and some of these characters that are sort of leading the rebellion at this point seem very like, we need to be in control of everything and we need to like be in control of you. And I honestly think she's going to turn against the rebellion at one point. And you get like, and that's not because of the last shot where she's in the Empire gear, because I think that's obviously like her going like undercover or something.
Yeah, they wouldn't put something like that in the first trailer.
Yeah. So I think I think that was the idea that they're trying to set up, is that she's gonna go undercover as a spy, not that she's gonna turn to the Empire or anything. But I think she does turn with the Empire, because I think the relationship between like, she's a natural rebel, and at one point the rebellion is going to seem so what's the word I'm looking for here? It's going to seem so like the rebellion is turning into another system, and she's naturally just going to like
meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
Exactly. And she is not going to like that. And at one point she's going to realize like, hey, these rebellion guys are sort of dicks. And to do that and to sort of rebel against them, she's going to join the Empire. Maybe not join the Empire, but I think at one point she's going to, I don't think she's going to return the plans. I think it's going to be someone else who's part of her team who's going to like come back to the rebellion and be like, yeah, she fucking try to kill us or something, you know? So I think this is going to be a really interesting character piece. And that's why I'm really excited. Like, I'm obviously excited because of Star Wars, more Star Wars movies. I'm fucking hyped.
We need Star Wars.
We need Star
Good
Wars.
Star Wars.
But I'm actually more excited because I love movies that go into deep into character development. I think there's a lot you could do with her. But anyway, like I want to talk some other things about the trailer and maybe like what stood out to you and like what you liked. Because like I was asking you before the show, I was like, hey, like how'd you like it? And you're like, yeah, that's all right. So like what was like your sort of first impression? Like why did you feel like it was like just okay? Like why did it not like stick out to you?
Well, mostly what I just really want out of this movie is for Jin to be a more developed character than Rey was.
Yeah, and that's like
Because I remember when Force Awakens came out, Max Landis got a lot of shit for being like Rey's not a good character.
and we give our own fair share of shit to Max Landis for other reasons, but I think he honestly is right about that. It's like Rey is a
Mary Sue.
what does that mean?
So Mary Sue is this term that is usually used for fanfic characters of like you could tell that like when the person was writing this fanfic was writing it, they're like, this is my character, and so they're gonna be like their little self-insert,
Okay.
and they can just do whatever, and it's like they can just do whatever the plot demands of them.
Yeah, and I think it like because the way I see like the Star Wars trilogies, I don't see this as like I don't see the Force Awakens as like one story. I see it as like the beginning act of a bigger story that's going on. So I think like I understand like Max Landis's point of view of like she's sort of like she's like she has no real development yet, and she's magically good at everything and whatnot.
How do you fly like that? I don't know.
But honestly, I think her character will be more. I think her character will have more development in the second movie because they've been planning on a bigger story. So I don't think they wanted to release maybe some developments of her character just yet, just because of that. Because if you go back to watch the original trilogy, like Luke is sort of like he's you okay?
Yeah.
He's sort of like a master of all. He also knows how to do all of this shit, and well, obviously, like not the Force or anything, but he knows like how to fly and how to like rescue the princess and sort of come back like unharmed. And there's no real character development for him in A New Hope as well, and you don't really get like sort of his growing up until Empire Strikes Back.
I really want there to be a scene in 8 or 9 where Luke finally goes to get those power converters.
That'd be fucking awesome. So I think in the defense of Rey, like yes, I understand she didn't have a lot of development, and she's sort of just like she's sort of stagnant throughout the entire film, and it's not like in a bad way. It's just like she's constantly like this strong female character, and that's it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying what I'm trying to think in my head, but it's like she had no like weak point, or well, she did have a couple of weak like points in that movie, but I'm just trying to think. I'm sorry.
But like I have hope that she'll be a more developed character.
Yeah, I think she definitely will be. Anyway, going back to Jyn Erso, I think you have to get that development out there, and that's the thing that they probably are looking at is, okay, let's hold back on Rey because we've got more stuff planned. We don't want to release all of our eggs too early. But for Jyn, it's like it's this one movie, so you have to sort of get all of this development out there because I honestly hope, and this is like. I really hope this doesn't get a sequel, and like, there's no way that they could do it. Like, it has to be like they got to get the plans by the end of this movie, and that would lead into episode 4. But I know just because it'll probably be a really big hit. I just hope they don't say to them. I hope Disney doesn't say to themselves like, "Oh, this was really good. Maybe we should continue this story because we know it'll make bank." So I
just do it in a video game.
Exactly. Make more video games. Amy Hennig, what the fuck is your Star Wars video game? Mitch Dyer, who is now working for EA Motive, who is a team associated with helping Amy Hennig for her Star Wars game. Where the fuck is it? I'm excited. I'm so excited for that game. I honestly hope
We just
to
need
God it's a
real-time strategy.
that it's a horror Star Wars game. I really hope.
I just want more Star Wars games on PS4 that aren't Battlefront.
Yeah. So yeah, I really think we're gonna get a lot of cool developments with Jin. I hope she isn't just like the entire time she's just like, I rebel, blah 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 blah, and there's no like, and that's
She's hardcore. Pierce the veil, bitch.
That's a little hint of the videos that Henry shows me before we record this video. So
I can't look at the camera.
yeah, we our tech guy 7 posted a little picture of Donald Trump's head.
Smug Donald Trump.
Smug Donald Trump right next to our camera. So it's hard to look at because I want to throw this can right at that fucking face.
Especially because the lighting's like really weird on it, so it almost looks like 3D.
So I'm really excited. I think the trailer itself, not even like speculating or anything, there are a lot of cool shots. Like one of the General Empire dudes who's got like the white cape for some fucking reason. But
everyone in these movies has capes.
They need capes. No one listened to Edna Mode in The Incredibles. No capes.
No capes.
But I like, even though he has a cape and it's silly, the shot of him walking from the water into like all of this like huge battlefield and like the cape sort of like gliding along the water, that is a really, really well done shot. And that's like another thing I got excited for of like, holy shit, the cinematography in this movie is going to be fucking awesome. And like, it was okay in episode 7.
You had some really good shots, like the one with Han and Ben.
Yeah, like he had some like really good shots, but a lot of it felt a little awkward and like off to me. Like especially like Han and Chewie walking into the Millennium Falcon for the first time. Like there's like some cinematography there. That's just like one example of like that felt really weird.
Still better than how weird the cinematography looked in the prequels.
Well, yeah, because it's just a wide camera shot with people standing in front of a fucking green screen. So I'm really excited because I love beautiful cinematography. It's one of the reasons why I love Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad hits cinematography so well. And I'm really excited to see a Star Wars movie that like messes around with that, because episode 7 was very safe. It was very like, let's not experiment too much. So I don't know, that's just what I'm really excited for. And also like I did get like a little hit of nostalgia of like seeing the stormtrooper armor in like a modern film was like fucking weird to me. I wouldn't even say it's nostalgia. It was just like, what the this is really cool, because we've never seen like a stormtrooper, like actual, not the fucking clone trooper armor.
You're used to seeing it in like weird film grain.
Yeah, you're used to seeing it in weird, like old school film grain from like the 70s and 80s, and it's really cool to see them in like HD fucking just beautiful quality video. And
they're actually just stormtrooper models from Battlefront just put in.
They just edit like in After Effects, just put them in.
And you see like one of them has the Twi'lek head.
And I don't know. I'm just really, really excited for this movie. I think again, it's going to be a good character piece. I hope it'll fit nicely into the continuity of the rest of the movies. So yeah. Any final thoughts?
Hoping the movie's good.
I am sure it will be. I don't think it's going to be bad. That's the thing. I'm sure it will at least be like okay, like people leaving the movie like that was all right. I think it will at least be that. I'm hoping it's great, but I'm trying to temper my hype because I've been a victim of hype trains before. Fallout 4, Batman Arkham Knight,
Man of Steel trailer.
That's really it. Yeah.
Fallout 4 sucked.
No, Fallout 4 was okay. It was okay.
And you named it your game of the year.
Yes, I did. Because I didn't play Undertale yet.
Or enough of The Witcher.